everybody, today I'm doing a comparison between the new Viz version of Sailor Moon video quality versus the ADV release of the uncut episodes. Why am I comparing these two versions and not the dub? Because the dub was super edited and the frames will not match. So we're gonna have this on the left side of the screen, and this one is going to be on the right side of the screen. Okay, so let's take a look at the quality. So the first thing I want to point out is that the bottom and top of the screen on the ADV version, which is on the right, is cut off. Here you'll notice that you can't see Usagi's brooch so much. And that's because the ADV DVDs, for whatever reason, fill up the entire screen on my HD TV. The Viz version doesn't do that. It stays within its box so you can appreciate the entire image. Now, you'll notice color differences more than anything. And sometimes it's like brightness and stuff. Here you'll see that, it's kind of blurry in the ADV version and slightly sharper, but also that's because it's smaller. I'm going to show you another scene in a moment with Jadeite. Where I filmed from different distances. You'll see, you can see much more on my TV on the right, so you can kind of compare it a little better. We still have the ADV version on the right and the Viz version on the left. We have, the image is still cut off on the top and bottom. Does this apply to the sides? I don't think so. I know the sides aren't in here because I only have enough space to show so much. But, here the color differences, it's not really a matter of brightness, it's a matter of the colors just being different. But here, holy shit, that is saturated in the Viz version. Aside from that, I haven't seen this too much, but Beryl's red hair was wacky. But you'll see the colors different, but, at least we have much fewer artifacts. And it's definitely, in my opinion, blurrier in the ADV version. The ADV version to me is like watching Sailor Moon through a potato. It really is. And I watched it for so many years. The sound quality is also abysmal. I can't play it for you because of copyright and all that jazz. But, Sailor Moon through a potato. Here you don't notice it so much. But, yeah, it was considerably more washed out. See how washed out it is on the right? It's very washed out. So there you have the comparison between the Viz version and the original ADV uncut release. I know I already did the DVD versus Blu-ray, so now we're just doing Viz versus ADV. And I did it with both the DVDs because I thought if I do Blu-ray versus DVD, it's going to be like a huge world of difference, so I did want to do it with a release that people still will buy and is a little more fair on the ADV version. But the ADV version, as far as I'm concerned, still looks pretty bad. It's pretty washed out. The contrast and how saturated it is in the Viz version doesn't really bother me, and I find it to be sharper. I love that it's not cut off. No, it's not a setting on my DVD player. It is just different on each one. So, we've been looking at Sailor Moon that release came out about 10 years ago, a little more than 10 years ago, and it felt like watching Sailor Moon through a potato. And, I don't really like looking at things through a potato. You got used to it when it was the only thing out, but man, I really appreciate the Viz release. I know there were people saying there was a ghosting issue. I haven't experienced it. Maybe my TV's just different. I don't know. I understand that was an issue when it was on Hulu. I don't see it. But that's just me. I really dislike the ADV release that we had for so many years. It was the only thing we had. Will Viz correct this in the future? Maybe. I mean, Dragon Ball's been released how many times before Dragon Ball Z Kai? Quite a lot. I understand that wasn't Viz, but you have to kind of look at comparable anime of around the same age, and maybe we'll get another release, but I don't think so. Not until the entire series is over. So it's what we have to deal with. Anyway, thanks for watching, and let me know if there's anything you want to see in the future. Thank you.